Right guys, welcome back to a brand new episode of my MotoGP 19 career mode, and today we have a bit of a problem, and there was a reason I didn't do an episode yesterday. That's because we had a few issues, and I'll explain in a moment's time. Before we delve into any spoilers or any more details, if you guys haven't watched the series yet or new to the series, then we're currently 9 episodes in. This is episode number 10, and if you missed season 1 in Moto3, then go watch it guys by clicking on the card in the top right hand corner of the screen or in the link down below in the description. There is a full playlist link along with a link to the previous episode. With that being said though, let's jump into career mode here because you'll see and I'll explain exactly what happened in between episodes. So we're going to jump into career mode, and the first thing you'll notice is that the next race is USA at COTA and not Qatar. Now the reason for this is because I originally recorded the first 2 races, the first episode of Moto2 around Qatar and Argentina. The problem is I actually ran out of recording space. I don't have much, I'm very limited, and unfortunately it was just a bit of a rookie error on my half. I didn't really check how much space I had before recording, but I basically recorded the 2 episodes, and then because I didn't have enough space, the recording couldn't save. So basically I lost the first 2 races worth of recording, and it was frustrating because it was a very good episode, and we'll go through it now you guys so you know exactly what happened. So first of all, we're going to jump into Qatar. Now the race results for this one was actually quite interesting because we actually started the race from 2nd place. We managed to qualify on the front row alongside Marcel Schrotter, who got pole position, but the race was a massive reality check and we really struggled. And as you can see here, down in P18 is exactly where we finished, outside of the points, and we didn't crash or anything. It was just we didn't have the pace, and overall it was a very frustrating race and we really struggled for pace in that first race. However, then we went to Argentina and things were a little bit better. We actually got pole position by 1.2 seconds. The race was much closer, but we still had enough pace, and in the end we managed to win the race, and it was very, very good. And as you can see there, we managed to get the fast lap as well and win comfortably by 2.8 seconds. So all in all, it was a very mixed episode 1. The good news is, in the first race, Schrotter won the race, but he crashed in Argentina, and as you'll see here, he finished way out of the points, down in P20. So what does that mean for the Riders' Championship? Well, we're going into round 3. You can see there, currently as we stand, we are P4. Navarro leads the way, Remy Gardner P2, and Marcel Schrotter P3. So all in all, we gained 21 places in the championship after Argentina by picking up the W, and we managed to bounce back from that big fat L we took in Qatar. So with that being said, that's how the situation looks, and like I said, I do apologise on my end for the issues, and a bit of a rookie mistake / me. I do kind of need to get a new PC. I'm struggling with this current one, to be honest. I don't really have much recording space, and it's something that I'll struggle with. With that being said though, also, let's look at some updates. Now, when I joined Tasca Racing Scuderia, they already had this frame upgrade. So in the last episode, or in the episode you didn't see, I actually added on an engine upgrade for Argentina, which really helped me out. Along with this, we've done some changes to the rider, so let's have a look. So first of all, obviously we've got a new team, and to be fair, the colour combo is very wild, and you'll see here we've got a white, blue and yellow bike with some red wheels, and then even the race suit has orange highlights on it, so there's a big mix of colours, but we've done our best. And as you can see, straight away on the motorbike, we have the brand new number 97, the same as before, with a few more details on the outlines in black and white, and also we have the red colour on the inside which goes with the wheels. I think it looks pretty good, and hopefully that will stand out quite a bit from a distance. In terms of other updates, we do have the rider sticker. Now before, we used to run this one here, which is the white, the calculator one, and it still looks good, but it doesn't look the same on a white suit. So I've done a contrasted version, as you can see, in black. So that's what we're going to be running on the suit, the calculator there in inverted black and white. And then in terms of the gloves and boots, we're sticking with the white theme, so white gloves, white boots from Alpine Stars, along with an Alpine Stars suit. And then finally we have the helmet. Now this one is the big one here. Now as you can see, this was our helmet from before in Season 1. You can see here, looking pretty good, but I fancy a change of scenery, a change of vibe. And originally I created this helmet, the same version, but in red. So looks pretty good. I still quite like it. I still might run it. It looks very, very tasty. But I thought to myself, you know what, I could do better than this. So I did one step further, and I thought this was pretty good, but we're going to take it another level. So there we go. This was the helmet that I created for Season 2 here, and very, very aggressive design. Absolutely love it. I think it looks really, really good. And what we're going to do, guys, we're going to have a poll in the top right hand corner of the screen. So we're going to have option A as the red helmet, so you guys can vote. We're going to have option A or option B. So you guys let me know in the comments down below, and also mainly in the poll. I'll be looking at the poll above to see what your thoughts and opinions are, but personally I love option B. But once again, just to remind you guys, option A, option B, option A, option B. With that being said though, that is our rider for this season, and we're looking swagged out on our new bike, which by the way handles pretty good. I quite enjoy it. It's very aggressive on the rear tyres, but you'll see in a moment why. The good thing is that I've now got on top of how the bike handles. You would have seen it at Qatar, really struggled if we'd shown the episode, but I've kind of got on top of it now, and I kind of know how to ride this bike. With that being said though, we're now going to move into the next race, and that next race is at USA at the Circuit of the Americas. So let's jump into it here. First of all, we're going to tackle practice, and then we'll see how we get on moving on to qualifying. Okay then, so here we are on the circuit. Now straight away, a few things I want to talk about. Now, I did some experimenting in the first two races, and without a doubt we have to run the electronics. It's something we can get away with in Moto 3, but electronics are such an important part of the current motorbike scene, and the electronics can actually be upgraded, so we have to run them. The bike is so much quicker, and even then we still struggle there. Massive wheelie on the exit, that's something we need to improve with the anti-wheelie electronic in terms of upgrades. But yeah, we're going to run the electronics from now on, because I tried it off in Qatar and it didn't really work, and there's no point because the AI used them, so you're just losing out on pace. It doesn't make any sense. So yeah, that's going to change from now on, and hopefully we'll be better off. Also as well, you'll see that unfortunately it's a bit annoying in a way. I would like to show you guys my struggles with this bike. I still am struggling a little bit, but you don't realise how bad I was struggling in Qatar. I got second place in qualifying, but in the race I had big trouble, and even practice as well. I've never done so much practice in my life. But either way, also other things to point out, I've had to change my riding style. This bike is very front brake reliant. It doesn't like the rear brake, so I've got to learn to ride without the rear brake and barely touch it. And also then wheelies as well is something I'm going to have to get used to as well. So quite a few things to adapt with on this bike, but so far it's okay. Also the revs as well. I'm not used to revving the engine up so high. It sounds like it's going to absolutely blow up, and I keep on shifting too early. But other than that, not much more to take on, just the fact it's a bigger and faster bike. So yeah, at the minute we're just going to try and get up to speed around here at COTA and see how we get on, and try and find our mojo around here if we can. Straight away here at COTA, we've completely missed the time threshold here on our first lap in the practice program. Pretty much 3 seconds off, so I need to try and find 3 seconds on this second lap. So I'm going to focus up and try and get that lap time down. That's very wide. Let's see how we're doing at the minute. 2.3 up, so we're looking good. If we keep on improving, we should hopefully hit the benchmark. But I'm struggling to get this bike slowed down for hairpins. That's something I've struggled with so far in both episodes. Whoa. Whoa, that's a big one. Nowhere near the apex there. Right then, let's see if we at least get the time threshold sorted out. Up to the line, and there we go. We get it sorted out in the second lap, even with a couple of moments, a couple of mistakes. Still very scruffy, a long way off the pace, but again, it takes me longer to build up my confidence with this bike, and I make a lot more mistakes. It's very easy to get it wrong. And, in Moto 3, I was very reliant on the rear brake. Very, very reliant. And in this, it's completely different. You've got to really use the front, and it feels so unnatural to me. So, yeah, it's going to take me, I think, at least half a season to really get that confidence with the front brake, because you can't really feel when the bike's going to go. It's a bit, unpredictable. So, yeah, we'll see how we get on. We're now going to tackle the quick lap simulation and see if the lap we do in this program will be good enough to go straight into Q2. So let's get to it. It's perfect so far. This lap's been very good. Fastest in sector 1. It's so much better when I don't have a practice program and I don't have to follow the racing line, because you have to be so strict in terms of following that line, otherwise you won't get the practice program score. And when I'm able to just free roam essentially by myself, I'm so much more quicker taking my own lines. Using Marini here is a bit of a reference, but I'm going to try and take him if I can. Down the inside in towards the hairpin. A bit too shallow on the brakes there. On the power. I need to stop that wheelie. That wheelie was not happening in Argentina. It's happening now for the first time. I've never had this before so bad. So this is weird. Nothing's happened. The bike hasn't got faster. So I'm trying to find an explanation as to why we're doing this incredible wheelie all of a sudden. That was quite good. That was much tidier than last time when we ran so deep. Again, just that front brake confidence, which I'm trying to develop. was a nice move down the inside of Marini there. Just about getting it slowed down for the final corner. Up to the line. And we don't hit it. We just miss out on the time threshold. We go P2. I'm going to try and go for one more. See if we can hit that lap time. This has been a much better lap. The confidence starting to pick up a little bit now. I lost a bit of time in sector 1. It wasn't my best, but we've had a good end to the lap here as we go up to the line, and we should do it this time. There we go. 12.7, comfortably quickest. That's more like it. That practice program is now done in the books. So yeah, much better, and just starting off on that confidence. The soft tyres working much better for me, but tyre wear feels very high right here, very aggressive. So let's see how it looks. So currently the rear 61% after just 2 laps. That's pretty damn poor, considering we've got 5 lap races, which is something also I forgot to mention, but we're doing 5 lap races now in this. So yeah, that was pretty tricky, but other than that, we're looking good. I reckon that should be good enough for qualifying. So let's jump into qualifying and let's see if we made it into Q2. Okay, so into Q2 as top seed, P1 after all of the practice sessions, so we're looking pretty strong there. Marquez, Lutti, Schrotter, Baldassari, all the big favourites are there in amongst it, so let's see how we get on, and let's hope we can try and have a decent qualifying. We got pole last time in Argentina, that was our first pole Moto2, so let's try and make it another one. Let's get into it. Right then, so soft tyres at the ready. We're going to go for, again, probably 2 time laps on these. So let's get to work, and let's set the early benchmark. 14 minutes to go, we're going out nice and early. Let's see how we go. Oh, that's a risky move. Around the outside Navarro like that, but we're going to make it work. Very, very nice lap so far. This entry been pretty much perfect, with the exception of that. A bit wider at the final corner, but we'll get away with it. Up to the line, let's see what we do. 12.1. That could be the reference point already here. We're going to push on for one more, but I reckon that lap will probably be good enough. What a lap this is so far. This is absolute perfection. Let's hold it together now for the second half of the lap. Huge wobble. At the minute though, we're holding it together. The lap's been really good so far. And we made a mistake here last time. Another mistake again. Not so deep this time. We're going to get a bit more power down. Controlling the throttle application. And there we go. 11.3. Game over. It is done. We don't have to go again. That is incredible pace. Here we go then, pole position confirmed for the US GP, or the Americas GP here in Austin, Texas, and we bag ourselves our second pole in a row and our second one this season, this time comfortably 2.3 clear of Jorge Navarro. But having said that, there was a big tyre difference between our double soft and the AI's medium hard, which would be the tyres we run for the race without a doubt. So let's see how it goes. The gap will probably get a lot closer in the race because of us running the harder tyres, and the AI traditionally are faster in the race as well. So that 2.3 will probably close right up. We're probably still have about a half second advantage, I'd say, but it'll be a lot closer in the race. With that being said though, let's jump into it here. It's time for round 3 for the US GP at the Circuit of the Americas. It's game time here at the circuit of the Americas. There is Jorge Navarro P2 alongside us on the front row, and there is Alex Marquez P3. So a very competitive front row of the grid here at the circuit of the Americas. First of all, though, we are going to change the tyres, and we're going to run the medium hards around this circuit for today, and the rear tyre is going to be an absolute must for us. We have struggled in the first few races at the start to really get our pace. I've noticed that AI on Moto2, the last 1 or 2 laps of the race in a 25% race, they tend to struggle with their tyre wear, and that's when we really come into our own. In Argentina, we actually started on pole, dropped down to P4 by turn 1, but then around lap 4 we started to overtake people, so it might take a while. Also, I struggle with my starts in Moto2. The bike really is like crazy off of the line, so I'm still trying to work on a solution for that, but we might struggle with that. Either way, let's jump into the race and let's run you through the full grid here for round 3 for the US GP. Here we go then, the 5 lights come on here at the circuit of the Americas, and it's lights out and away we go here for the US GP. Trying to get a good start there. I'm trying to find the right method to get a good start by maybe killing the momentum by short shifting. We're on the outside though, which is not where you want to be, and we lose a handful of positions here. We're off the racetrack at the minute, down to P18. Luckily we've got the inside for turn 2. We're going to try and get underneath a few riders, then we recover to P10, so momentarily down to P18. It doesn't last long, but down the inside of Rodriguez there, good nice tidy S section from us as we keep it nice and tight on the apex, trying to go down the inside of Nagashima there, but no way through just yet. Coming down to P9 then, so not a good start from us from pole position, but Qatar was far worse. Qatar, we was like P20 and stayed P20 come the end of lap 1, so it really wasn't pretty. Either way, this is not too bad. Just trying to control that second gear wheeling, which is the big issue for me around here. Other than that, we're looking pretty good. Down towards the hairpin. Down the inside of Nagashima here. Beautiful move, nice and tidy. Had to get the power down. I've got to get off the throttle there to stop the wheeling. That gives Nagashima a good run on me as we go into the back straight. And there you go, he powers straight back past me. I'm going to see if I can pick up a toe from him as we race towards the hairpin. Oh my god, there's almost a crash at high speed there. Down the inside again of Nagashima into the hairpin. I'm very good on the brakes around here, I think. My front braking is improving every race, and we're getting more and more confidence. Nagashima around the outside though, fair play. Nice move there from him. We're going to go shallow down the inside and take that position back. More contact there as Nagashima tries to go on the outside, but I'll block him off. It's a block pass there, and we stay in front. They are taking a very shallow line here into the triple right, which is going to give me the advantage. But we're P8 at the end of lap 1. 5 lap race, of course, like I said before, just briefly. We've increased the race distance, so we'll have more time and more chances to come back up towards the leaders. And like I said, I think at the beginning, the pace will be similar, but then their tyres will start to fade, and then we will start to become a real big threat in this race. At the final corner then, lap 1 draws to a close, and we've lost 8 places in total, but we was briefly in P18, so we've done a pretty good recovery considering the context. So now we start to build up our confidence and our momentum on these harder tyres and start to catch up. Okay, currently on the back straight, you can see on the mini-map the kind of gaps we have. We're kind of on our own at the minute, in the middle of nowhere. That's me hot into the hairpin, very hot. I want to try and pull her up and make sure we don't run wide. That was very deep though. But the good thing is no one's pulling away at the front. It's all very close at the front here, so as long as we stay within range, hopefully the race will come to us later on the tyres that we're on. Very wide into turn 1 there. But it's going to give me the better exit. A little short shift in 3rd gear to kill off the wheelie and the momentum. Sector 1, if I hook up the S's, I'm very fast. I just need to get the right line. I struggle to find the grip on the front with these harder tyres, but this time that's much better. Starting to find that confidence now. It's only a 5 lap race, and this is about the point when things start to change a little bit. In Qatar nothing happened, but in Argentina, where there was much heavier tyre wear, similar to this circuit, we made big progress. And you can see visually now behind, we've got a big gap behind, and we've now joined up with this 7 bike train at the front. So we're making big progress here over the chicane, over the bumps. There we go. We're going to get right close now to Marini here as we go down the hill, drifting that rear tyre, burning her on, and we're going to go down the inside of the Italian rider at the hairpin. We're going to keep a nice wide entry to allow, or sorry, not allow Marini to switch back underneath, keep the switch back from happening. Poor exit, but I always seem to struggle with acceleration because I'm trying to stop the wheelies from happening, and Marini just powers back past. You can see we maybe need some more engine work and some more, anti-wheelie improvements. We're coming from very far back here, down the inside of Marini into the hairpin. We're just about going to hold on and not fall off, but Marini goes back underneath. Accidentally, we've got the wrong gear there. But you can see now, like I said before, as the race goes on, we start to find our pace, our confidence, and we start to get that, that ability to start looking for moves here as we put the pressure on Luca Marini. Hopefully we can get past him soon though. You can see my rear tyre, the temperature's there, looking very good on the hard tyre. Now is when we're going to start to really lean into the rear tyres and put them under some serious stress, because we've done our bit now, 2 laps to go, we've saved our rears. Now we're going to really start to lean on them and extract the maximum performance out of them. So here we go then. It's game time now, lap 4, we need to start making things happen, and it starts now. I'm losing a lot to Marini on the straights, I really am. Even though we've done an engine upgrade in the last race, it seems like the AI have improved their own engines, or their overall performance on most of their bikes, because we're losing again here. Towards the hairpin though, you can see how close everybody is here. We're all bunching up again, and we just got to be very slick and smooth when we make these moves. On lap 4 though, the AI haven't dropped much pace, which is surprising. They dropped off quite badly in Argentina. Here, not so much. So it might come down to the last lap. I'm trying to put the pressure on now big time here, and that's a good exit from us there as we go into the triple rights. I need to make sure I get this move on the Marini done, and this time it sticks if we want to have any chance of going after the leaders. I reckon a podium here might be enough, to be honest. I don't think I can go for a win. I think it's too far-fetched, but a podium might be a good way to finish the race. Can we go down the inside here of Marini? Late on the brakes. We're now at the inside line there. We're going to chop him off. But now we're going to lose out on the straight probably. That's my problem here. We're really struggling. I've got a bit of a toe from Di Gian Antonio on the last lap of the Grand Prix here, so maybe we can just about stay in front. I mean, I think we will. Oh, Marini's down the inside again there. I've got to get out of it. I just can't keep the throttle down. Marini trying to go on the outside there, but no way through. We hold the inside line. And now into the S section. I need this to be perfect. A little bit wide there, but that will do. We are going to get a good run down the hill. We'll get the run of the Gian Antonio here. We're going to absolutely send one on the brakes towards the hairpin. We are a little bit hot though. Wrong gear as well. 3rd gear selected. That's going to hurt a little bit. Oh, that wheelie, man, is killing me. It's absolutely killing me at the minute. I can't do nothing. We need to fix that. That's going to be an instant upgrade. Look at these guys behind, they're absolutely on my tail. I need to stay in front here. I need a strong end to the lap. Can I get the run? A little bit of a corner cut there, but we'll try it. Can I send one down the inside of Di Gian Antonio here? From absolutely miles back. No, we can't. That's going to be all she wrote. I don't have the power to get down, and that's going to be P7 for us in COTA. Disappointing. But we struggled big time with the wheelies. We really couldn't keep the bike down. Surprising, because we didn't have that problem in Argentina, like, at all. It's literally this race. So disappointing, to be honest. I think we had far more pace than that, and we just couldn't show it. But again, it just goes to show that AI are a lot quicker in race tree than they are in qualifying. So yeah, disappointing race. The harder tyres I'll really struggle with as well. But either way, hopefully we can stick an upgrade on the bike before moving into the next race at Jerez. Okay, so straight away we are going to purchase an anti-wheelie upgrade, because that has to happen. And what we'll do is, we're only 5 points off the next one, so we'll save up those extra 5 points, and we'll improve the second part of the anti-wheelie, so that way we'll improve the bike overall in terms of keeping the front end down. So there we go, that upgrade's done. We're now going to move into Jerez. Straight away that anti-wheelie upgrade is doing wonders for me. We've got no issues at all when it comes to wheelies, although I think the track is also a problem, because with Argentina, the corner exits are kind of on a bend, so you're kind of turning the bike whilst exiting. With COTA, there's a lot of straight exits, which means you just have to get a raw power down, whereas Jerez and Argentina have a lot more, curved corner exits like this one here, where you're kind of getting the power down, but you're still turning the bike, therefore the wheelie doesn't really happen. But in COTA there's not that, so I think that might be an issue as well. But the anti-wheelie upgrade working great already, I can really notice the difference, and the bike is just staying so much more planted. Okay, then lap 1 was on the limit. We beat the threshold, but it wasn't a good lap. This one is much better. We're going to get a nice tow from Joe Roberts, I believe. Up to the line, there we go, job done, practice program achieved, and that was a better lap as well. So already feeling way better here at Jerez, way more confident. Let's do the quick lap simulation now, and let's see in terms of where we lie. We're currently P2, and just 19 thousandths off of Marcel Schrotter, so very close. But we're now going to move on to the soft tyres and take care of the quick lap simulation program, and we should be able to achieve that pretty comfortably. So let's get into it. Okay, then end of the qualifying lap simulation, and the pace has been good. The lap was a pretty good one. We should go straight back up to P1 into the 143s, hopefully, up to the line, and there we go, 43.2, and that will be good enough for the practice program. So job done for practice here today, and the pace is good, bike feels good, the upgrade's working beautifully, and the confidence is there. Now hopefully we can try, and it should be fun to convert that into a pole position. I think we'll be okay for that. The rule question and the rule test will come in the race when we fit on the harder tyres and try to get the job done. So let's see how we get on, but practice done, let's move into qualifying. Okay, so into Q2 as always, and as expected, let's try and stick it on pole once more and secure the bag. Okay, then here we go, first lap. Let's try and set the benchmark in qualifying. Oh dear. Sam Lowe's there, completely in my way. I think I should have damage on the bike, unless there's not damage in Moto2, but I'll push on anyway. Try and get a reference on the board. Okay, then at the end of lap 1, with that incident aside, it's a pretty good lap to be fair. Let's see what benchmark we set as we run up to the line. I think we lost a lot of time there, and it's a 44.6. Yeah, nothing spectacular, so we'll go again. On the same set of tyres. And that's a terrible turn 1 already. Damn. Let's try and push on though. Seven tenths up already through sector 1. That'll do. We need a little bit more pace than that though if I can find it. Oh, that's risky over that curve there, big bump. But it's going okay so far. Into the final corner, a little bit hot. A little bit of a wider line, but we're still looking good here to improve by around 7 tenths of a second. Let's see, my rear tyre is absolutely smoking hot, and it's a 43.8. Not my best lap. 6 tenths off the practice lap, so to be fair, I think I'm going to struggle to beat that practice lap. I don't know how I've done that. I don't know where I'm going to find 6 tenths, because the lap was pretty okay with the exception of turn 1 and the final couple of corners. So we'll see. Currently we'll let the clock tick down a little bit and see how the AI improve and see what the lap times are. I reckon we shouldn't have to go out again to improve. I think that could be good enough for pole, but we'll take it 1 lap at a time, 1 minute at a time. Okay, so in that first run I was trialling a soft medium. I'm going to go soft now on this final run. We're going to go for a 1 lap banzai, and that's it. We're around 8 tenths up on Luti in P2, so I think we're pretty comfortable, but I reckon there's a better lap in it, so we'll try for 1 more. Oh, that's wide. Too shallow of a line. Oh, it's quite tight through there though. Fraction up so far in sector 1. Ah, damn it. Pushing too hard. I think we're done, to be honest. I'm not sure if I've got a better lap in it. I really don't. I'm struggling to match my practice rhythm. So I think I'm going to call it there. Okay, so we secure the pole position here at Jerez, which is good news. And Luti, Schrotter, Baldassarri and Marquez all behind me, all the big favourites. But in the end, that was pretty damn comfortable. Now, can we confirm this pole position and turn it into a race win? That's going to be the big challenge, and hopefully we get a good start. It's a relatively short run to the first corner, but let's see if we can try and do a better start. Here we are then on the grid, and there is Tom Luti, the veteran of the intermediate class, starting from second place, and his teammate Marcel Schrotter will be starting from P3. So Donnevolt looking very strong there as a team in this race, and they're going to hopefully score big points. In terms of us though, we're going to run a medium hard. I'm going to play it safe again. I need to try and learn how to use that hard rear and that medium front and try and be fast with it. So we're going to stick with it, and hopefully we can try and improve. So let's see how we get on then. And this is round 4 of the season. We need a win to get ourselves back in amongst it in terms of the championship. It's very close at the top, but we're just drifting away a little bit in terms of the point standing. So I want to try and stay in there, and I need a big result. Like in Argentina, where I bounced back after Qatar, we need another one of those strong results. So let's jump into it. It's time for the race. Here we go then. Can we try and get a better start here? 5 lights are on. Lights out and away we go. Trying to kill the revs. And it works okay-ish. We do lose a little bit of ground. Want to go around the outside of turn 1. That'll become the inside. Trying to keep it nice and tight if I can. And that's not too bad of a start, to be honest. We're in amongst it. Down the inside there of that. I think that's Bastianini, if I'm not mistaken. We're P4, we're behind their usual rivals. Luti's dropped down to P3, so he's had a pretty poor start as well. 6 lap race, hopefully the tyres will drop off towards the end. This is quite an aggressive rear tyre wear track again, so the race might come to us. But I need to win this one, the pressure's on. This is very similar to Argentina, where after the first couple of corners I was P4, as we have a huge moment onto the back straight. So we're in the same position. Hopefully we can just watch the race progress in our favour. We're quite good on the brakes to certain corners. As we go into the dry stack, now renamed the Dani Pedrosa hairpin, I believe. Here we go then, let's see. I'm not sure who's up front. I think it might be Marquez, I might be wrong. And both of the Donnevolt machines is 2 and 3, so we're in amongst it, which is good. I think it is Marquez who's leading the way, so let's try and build up our confidence here on this harder tyre and see if we can try and chase after Tom Luti and try and get past. Good thing is I'm strong on the brakes into the hairpin, so if any last lap lunges have to occur, we will be strong. I think it's actually Baldassarri that might be leading. I might be wrong. Yeah, it is, but it's Baldassarri who's leading, so not Marquez. Just caught a flash of the yellow neon kind of gloves and boots. But the top 4 is looking very competitive here. There's a little bit of a gap to Navarro behind. But the top 4 looking competitive and racy here today. It's all about hooking up these 2 fast rights. If I get the line right on these, and then I'll get the run into the hairpin, we'll be looking pretty good. That's quite tidy, but we're a little bit too far back from Luti at the moment. As we go into the final corner at the end of lap 2. Top 4 staying very close. You can see the difference in the wheelie there. The front end barely comes up, if not at all. So we get a much stronger exit, and we're so much more competitive. Let's see if we can try and maybe make a move on Luti this lap and start to make some progress. I don't want to leave it too late. As we get a little bit hot into turn 1 there, I can put the front end tucking away a little bit. I'm looking for it. Down the inside of Luti. I wasn't expected to, but he broke so early. I fancied myself. Down the inside though, and there we go. We're going to slip through and get underneath Tom Luti. Finally we make the move on lap 4 now. We're starting to make some progress. Both my tyres are quite hot, but we're making progress here. We're now back onto the podium. Now can we get past Marcel Schrotter, Luti's teammate. You'll see here we get a good exit, a good acceleration, but then we lose on the straight here. You'll see how Schrotter just pulls away there, and we can't do nothing about it. I need to have 2 stabs at the brake in towards the Dani Pedrosa hairpin, but we're really starting to build the confidence now and put Schrotter under serious pressure. Gonna take a nice wide entry, which is going to give me the speed. Can we get underneath? Not quite. We have to wait a little bit longer. I want to make this move now. I can smell a win. and I want to take it. Shallow line again there. Let's try and keep it nice and tidy through here if we can. That's much better. Much tighter through there, much tidier line. We're going to slip through there and we're going to make the move on Marcel Schrotter. I'm going to be hot though into the final corner, into Jorge Lorenzo. We are going to get the acceleration though, but you'll see here what I mean about the straight line speed. We get a good exit. We've luckily got a bit of a tow from Baldassarri to help me out as we go into lap 5. But you can see that Marcel Schrotter still pulls me in. We're going to pick up the inside line though and take the position definitively now. And we're up to P2. Now we can chase after Lorenzo Baldassarri for the race win here on lap 5. 2 laps to go. We've given ourselves plenty of time. We've put ourselves in a good position. Now we've got to try and make this move happen. We're going to take the wide line here. Using third gear, we get the momentum on the exit. A bit wide on the curb, but we are going to get alongside and take the inside line there on Lorenzo Baldassarri. A little bit wide through the right. We're going to just cut him off though and stop him from switching back underneath onto the back straight. Then we've got a good gap there, so we shouldn't be under pressure into the hairpin. Just got to get it all slowed down, which we struggle with. A little bit hot. Make sure we don't tuck the front. There we go. Job done. Now we should be good. This race is much more like Argentina, where we find more pace as the race goes on. But there we go. We're through, and we're into the lead of the Spanish Grand Prix. Let's try and secure this win, and that'll be a good way to end the first 4 races, and it will kind of justify those slightly worse races in Qatar and USA. Last lap of the race as Schrotter makes the move on Baldassarri for P2. Let's bring this one home and win the race. There we go, nice and tidy through there as we now go into Jorge Lorenzo. Can't get the bike slowed down at all now, but it doesn't matter as we're going to leave the final corner in P1. And here we go then, across the line, and we're going to make it 2 out of 4 as we win the Spanish Grand Prix at Jerez. And there we go, that's big for the championship and to get our season back on track after a poor race in COTA. You can see there, we wasn't the quickest, 45.0 on the harder tyres, but still very good pace. And no complaints from me. Actually, Xavier Cardelus, P5. What a performance from him. He's been a back marker, I believe, pretty much all season. So that's come out of nowhere from him. Very good job from him in P5. But Schrotter and Navarro, 2nd and 3rd on the podium. And in the end, Tom Luthi finished down in P7. So Luthi really struggling in that race. In terms of the Riders' Championship, we are P2. 13 points behind Jorge Navarro, so not too bad. And we retake 2nd place. We gain 4 places in that race. Schrotter P3, Luthi P4. And there's quite a few in that mix there for the championship. A little bit early yet to say who is the championship contenders, but we're in that mix, that's for certain. And we're trying to close that gap to Navarro at the top. In terms of the constructors or the team championship, we are currently looking pretty good there as we're looking P4. It's not too bad. 46 points off the top, of course, but I'm bringing in most of the points again. So not much to say there. Flexbox P3 and Speed Up or Ego Plus Speed Up in P2 there. They're quite a way away. So the battle at the moment for us is looking like trying to get P3 as our best achievement. So yeah, that is going to be it, guys, for this episode of the MotoGP 19 career mode. If you did enjoy it, then drop a like and also make sure you subscribe for daily Formula 1 and MotoGP content and turn on notifications to not miss a single video from me. And yeah, guys, hopefully you did enjoy this episode. Apologies once again for the issues with the first 2 races, but we are back on track and I'll see you guys in the next episode for Le Mans and Mugello. But until then, it's goodbye from me.